Yo, fam, let's talk Cyprus. This ain't your average island in the sun. This place has been hustling since like forever. Strategically located at the crossroads of Europe, Asia, and Africa, Cyprus was destined for greatness. Think about it, perfect weather, beautiful beaches, and fertile land. They had it all. Early Cypriots were like, we got this. They farmed olives, grapes, and grains like champs. But here's the kicker. Cyprus had a secret weapon, copper. Yep, the metal that built empires. This place was swimming in it. With all this going for them, it wasn't long before Cyprus became the hottest spot in the Mediterranean. Think Ibiza, but with better food and less techno. Stay tuned, people. This is just the beginning of Cyprus's wild economic ride. Okay, so Cyprus had agriculture and copper? Not bad at all. But did they sit around counting sheep and polishing rocks? Heck no. They saw an opportunity and grabbed it by the horns. Enter the ancient Greeks. These guys knew how to trade. And Cyprus, the perfect trading post. Smack dab in the middle of everything. It was like the ancient world's version of Amazon Prime, but with ships instead of drones. Copper was their hottest export. Everyone wanted it. Egyptians, Assyrians, you name it. Cyprus was raking it in. They even had their own coinage. Baller status achieved. The good times kept rolling with the Hellenistic period. Remember Alexander the Great? Yeah, he conquered Cyprus too. But here's the thing about Alexander. Dude loved trade. So Cyprus kept on booming. Life was good, at least until the Romans showed up. More on those guys later. So, the Romans, they were all about that empire life. They conquered Cyprus, obviously. But here's the thing about the Romans. They weren't about to mess with a good thing. They saw Cyprus's strategic importance and kept the trade routes humming. Next up, the Byzantines. They loved a bit of bling, and Cyprus supplied all the good stuff. Think silks, spices, and luxury goods. Cyprus was basically the Dubai of the medieval world, minus the indoor ski slopes, of course. Then came the Crusaders with their fancy armor and questionable hygiene. Cyprus became a pit stop on the way to the Holy Land. Not exactly ideal, but hey, business is business. And who could forget the Venetians? Those guys knew how to make a buck. They took over Cyprus and turned it into a trading powerhouse. Spices, textiles, you name it. Cyprus was the place to get it. After centuries of being the life of the Mediterranean party, Cyprus hit a bit of a rough patch. Enter the Ottomans. Now, the Ottomans weren't all bad. They had their moments. But when it came to economics, let's just say they weren't exactly visionaries. They conquered Cyprus in the 16th century and, well, things got a little sleepy. The Ottomans weren't as interested in trade as their predecessors. They focused more on agriculture and, unfortunately, extracting taxes. The result? Cyprus's economy stagnated. It wasn't pretty, but hey, every empire has its ups and downs, right? Luckily for Cyprus, a new player was about to enter the game. Section 5. The Brits and the Bust. A tale of two economic tales. In 1878, the British strolled into Cyprus like they owned the place. And guess what? They basically did. They leased Cyprus from the Ottomans, which is a very polite way of saying took control. The Brits, they loved their infrastructure. They built roads, harbors, and even a fancy new railway. They also introduced new crops, like citrus fruits and potatoes. For a while, things were looking up. But then came the Great Depression. Remember that global economic meltdown? Yeah, Cyprus got hit hard. It was a tough time for everyone. But hey, at least Cyprus had good weather, right? Speaking of tough times, buckle up for the next chapter, because things are about to get interesting. Section 6. Independence, Invasion, and Improvisation. Cyprus's wild ride. Finally, in 1960, Cyprus declared independence. No more empires, no more overlords. Cyprus was ready to take on the world. They even adopted a cool new flag. The economy was booming. Tourism was on the rise. And everyone wanted a piece of the Cyprus pie. But then, In 1974, disaster struck. Turkey invaded, dividing the island in two. It was a tragedy for Cyprus, both economically and socially. But even in the face of adversity, the Cypriot spirit persevered. They rebuilt, adapted, and came back stronger than ever. Stay tuned for the incredible comeback story. Section 7. Sun, Sand, and Swiss Bank Accounts. Cyprus's 1980s makeover. After the turmoil of the 1970s, Cyprus needed a win. And guess what? They found it. Remember all those beautiful beaches we talked about? Well, they were about to become very popular. Tourists flocked to Cyprus, soaking up the sun and enjoying the island's laid-back vibe. The tourism industry exploded, bringing in much-needed revenue. But that's not all. Cyprus also became a hub for financial services. Think offshore banking and international investments. They were like the Switzerland of the Mediterranean. The 1980s were a time of growth and prosperity for Cyprus. They had successfully reinvented themselves, proving that even a small island could make a big impact. Section 8. Eurozone Dreams and Crisis Nightmares. Cyprus's 21st century roller coaster. The 21st century started with a bang for Cyprus. They joined the European Union in 2004 and even adopted the euro as their currency. Talk about leveling up. But then, remember that global financial crisis we talked about earlier? Yeah, it came back to bite Cyprus in the you-know-what. Their banking sector took a major hit. In 2013, Cyprus faced a sovereign debt crisis. It was a scary time. They had to accept a bailout from the EU and the IMF. Ouch. That's gotta hurt. Section 9. Resilient Cyprus, the little island that could and did. Despite facing some serious challenges in the 2000s, Cyprus once again proved its resilience. They implemented tough austerity measures, restructured their banking sector, and got their economy back on track. Tourism rebounded stronger than ever. Cyprus diversified its economy, investing in renewable energy, technology, and shipping. Today, Cyprus is a thriving nation with a high standard of living. They've come a long way from their humble beginnings as an agricultural society. From ancient trade hub to modern powerhouse, Cyprus's economic journey is a testament to their adaptability, determination, and entrepreneurial spirit. So, next time you're planning a vacation, why not consider Cyprus? Just be sure to brush up on your history. You never know, you might bump into a Roman emperor or a Venetian merchant on the beach.